Hello, gorgeous! Here are instant and easy ways to be elegant every day. Being elegant isn't about looking good or trying to be fancy with empty gestures. It's something that naturally comes with being considerate of others. Etiquette's about making others feel comfortable in the shortest amount of time and treating others the way they wish to be treated. A lot of people say, I don't mind if XYZ. Others do. You might be perfectly fine wearing something crumply and smelly, but it might make others uncomfortable if their eyes are burning from the stink. Copernicus, the world does not revolve around you. So here are quick and easy things to practice every day to be naturally elegant. Number 1 is stop cursing. I have a whole video on how to expand your vocabulary and why it's incredibly elegant. I'll have it linked below. Cursing is a very lazy and arrogant way of speaking. It's showing lack of respect for yourself, that you're too lazy to find a word to express what you really mean. It's also not specific enough. Cursing is a type of slang, and slang is not precise enough to explain what you mean. It's not an accurate way of speaking. If you are around anyone whom you deeply care about, you should speak properly as you would in front of your grandmother, as you would in front of people that you highly respect. You should always carry yourself by putting the best foot forward. Speak like you're in a job interview. You do not want to let people down. You don't want to look bad at all. The reason why you don't want to look bad is because you care how people think of you. And you care that your performance and who you are, your character shines through. Work skills are life skills if you look at it this way. If you put your best foot forward, if you always dress well, if you talk to people well, if you show that this is my resume, this is the best part of me, here's my direction in life, you will go very far in this life. Socially, in your relationships, meeting the parents, professionally, in every aspect of your life. When you talk to the grocer, you treat them like a person and you value them and you put your best foot forward. And cursing is a way to bring yourself down. Don't do it. It's a really easy thing to stop doing. Next is to sit and stand straight. I have many videos on comportment. I kind of disguise them in how to make friends as an adult, how to be social, how to get everyone to like you and be charming. I will touch on it here, but I'll have tons of playlists linked below. You should totally binge watch. Sitting and standing straight is a sign of power. Elegance is the cousin of the word power and strength. Never sit back in your chair. It's a sign of entertain me, or I don't care. People do the plop, or people plop down and they lean all the way back. That's something that a child does that doesn't know any better. Sit up properly. Sitting up front in your chair shows that you're interested. If you've ever been on a date and someone is really interested in you, if you've noticed, they lean in. Or if you're interested in someone, give them your full attention, these big googly eyes, and you lean in when they speak. When you're sitting, show attention to the person, because attention is human currency. This is something that we love, and they say that the first thing that people love to hear all the time is their own name. If you show them that you are paying attention to them simply by your body language, that speaks volumes more than it does by actually saying someone's name. If you're at a job interview and you're sitting in a room of people, the person who's carrying themselves well is the one that's going to be chosen 100% of the time. At the dinner table, when you're sitting straight, that's when you look the most elegant. Standing straight, also you look healthy, tall, and strong. You look svelte. Every time you look in the mirror when you're naked or when you're trying on a new outfit, you always stand your straightest. You always put yourself in the best position possible, the best posture. So this is something that you want to always emit. Practice in real time. Find yourself slouching, correct yourself. That's it. It's really, really easy. And you don't have to be military straight where it's extreme and you feel like you're in pain. And it's uncomfortable after a long time because you're throwing your body so far back. What you do is you do yoga straight, where you relax your shoulders and extend your neck, have your chin down. You don't have to be uncomfortable military straight. Keep this in mind, practice it in reality, and the more you practice, especially if you do it at home, the more natural and seamless it is out in public with other people. Next is to look people in the eye. If you've ever been on a date or attracted to someone for some reason, you meet them for the first time, or you are getting to know someone and they are giving you more attention, and it feels like they're giving you more attention, but the truth is they're probably just looking you in your eyes, looking deeply. There are certain cultures where this is more obvious. Like when I used to live in Denmark, men would never look at the rest of my body. They would look me straight in the eye the whole time that I was speaking. In America, however, people look at you up and down. They kind of size you up, and it's a different culture. I noticed that I felt much more special in Denmark because even the women look at me very intently, very kindly in the eyes. There's 2 ways that you can do this. There's the hunting cat way. If you notice tigers, when they're hunting, they always look really intense with their big eyes. If you have a cat, pupils dilate and they get really big. So don't stare at someone for a very hard long time, and the way to do this is by when you start talking, if you're not used to it, if it makes you uncomfortable, or if you have ADHD, there are multiple disorders that this is actually very difficult. So what you can do is look at someone in the eye, keep on going on with your thought, look at the floor or look away, and then at the end of your sentence, when you're making your point, look them back in the eye. It's perfectly doable. Coming back from social situations after a couple years of not having very many is a little bit difficult and people are wary. All you gotta do is look someone in the eye if you want to make them feel loved. Don't be aggressive and stare them down. And in different cultures also, staring is a different amount of time. So in America, past the 3-second mark, it becomes uncomfortable. Where there are other cultures where people do not stare at all. They will literally walk down the street. They know someone's there, but they will be respectful. In the Middle East, in Eurasia, and East Asia, people might stare much longer. It might be 6 seconds in some parts of the Middle East. In East Asia, sometimes staring isn't rude, so they just look at you the whole time and you stare at them back and they do not let up. Next is to speak calmly and unrushed. Nobody likes to listen to an angry person or a stressed person. People immediately want to run away. When someone raises their voice, nobody wants to listen. They kind of tune the person who's screaming out. They don't actually listen to what they're saying. All they hear is they're frustrated, they're upset. Say if someone forgot to throw out the trash and then someone starts yelling, they're not going to listen to that. They're just going to walk away and then come back when you're calm and they say, okay, talk to me when you relax. People love to listen to someone who's receptive, to someone who's kind, who's speaking calmly, who's speaking softly. You know, when someone is in a good mood, that's when they tell them some news, whether it's good or bad. That is the reason why you should always be calm. A way to do this is simply by being grateful. Be grateful for simple things every day and you'll notice you'll be in a much better mood. And next is to groom. Proper grooming is the biggest issue when it comes to looking elegant. People like say, I want to look rich, because it's an easy thing to do. And there is no one way to look rich or look expensive. You can look like you spend a lot of money, but actually taking care of yourself is what people mean. They don't realize this. According to many studies, the very first thing people notice is your hair. You have a 3.5-second mark to leave a first impression on someone. Or if you're consecutively seeing your friend over and over who has known you for many years, and all of a sudden they notice you little by little every time they see you lately, you're letting yourself go, you're not really brushing your teeth as much, your hair always looks worse, your clothes always look dirty. It's a consistent habit. What you do is take care of hair, skin, nails, hair, skin, nails. That's what I always say. Hair, skin, nails. Make sure your nails are clean. They don't have to be done. They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to have rhinestones. They don't have to have designs. Just make sure that they're clean and they're cut, shaped. Simply keep them clean. That's all that matters. And when you do have long nails, make sure that they're clean underneath. For your hair, that's the first thing people notice. This is how people tell your age. If you're hiding something, if you have a fun personality, if you actually take care and groom your hair, because hair is one of the easiest giveaways. If you have too much oil in your diet, or if you're using something that's full of sulfates, there will be oil here, but then the rest of your hair is crispy dry. Or if you don't have the proper nutrition, if your hair is not growing properly. There's so many things. If it's highly processed, all these things. And then skin is another way to determine this. Even if you have tons of makeup on, you can have bad skin. Take care of your skin first before putting makeup on. Who cares about makeup? Throw makeup out the window. Skin is diet, sleep, exercise. Take care of the fundamentals. Eat, sleep, exercise, as I like to say. Grooming is what makes you actually look expensive. So if you groom your clothes, if you groom yourself, but start off with yourself, obviously, because your clothes are really easy to be fabulous, which brings me to the next step. Clothes, make sure they don't have any creases. Make sure they do not have any stains or lint. Always press your clothes or steam your clothes. You don't want to cause too much damage on your clothes. Obviously, read the tags. The whole point of looking elegant is you can keep it simple. You can wear a white shirt, dark trousers. You can wear all white, you can wear all black, whatever it is. Just make sure that you don't have creases. Avoid stains and lint. That's easy. That's how you can instantly look like you are put together and polished and like $1,000,000. No matter how simple your outfit is. The moment something is creased, it looked like you grabbed it, you reached your arm into the hamper and grabbed it from the bottom of the hamper. Looking neat is looking elegant, essentially. Dressing well is dressing appropriately. Looking like you actually care and putting some effort. Next is to dress appropriately. Dress well. This means understanding the protocol of where you are, where you're going. If there is protocol, etiquette is situational. So there is dining etiquette, there is beach etiquette, there is petrol station etiquette, there is hosting etiquette, there is being a guest etiquette. So know the etiquette of where you are, where you're going, and what is appropriate. Dressing well is appropriate, and a quote by Tom Ford, dressing well is good manners. I used to wear a lot of really risque items that were very short, and I feel like when you're young, get it out of your system. In your 20s, in your early 20s, get it out of your system. I'm 27, I'm gonna be 28 in less than a month. It is hitting me like a truck. I'm getting all my gray hairs and I'm letting them grow out. I have many more clothes that are appropriate, and as I'm getting older, I'm finding myself to feel more beautiful because I'm feeling good about who I am, what you call identity capital. I don't mind if people show off their skin, but there is a time where I feel like people should stop. That's okay as long as I feel like you take care of yourself. There are lots of women in Beverly Hills, for example, my neighboring town where I used to live, and it is full of women who know how to dress, who have like their everything done, but they still cover up because they already know they're sexy. They don't need to show it off. And I thought that's really wonderful because showing off your character, showcasing who you are is more important. You're attracting a bunch of guys who you don't want in that filter, and you don't want to have to filter out. You just want to be yourself, and you're going to attract someone who's high quality, even simply as friends who are high value, simply because you don't have to show it off. And they understand that because other high value people already know. Cover up. The more you peacock, the more you feel like you have to show everything or even like show a bunch of logos. I feel like so many logos are inappropriate because they make you disappear. You showcase yourself. You are the brand. The whole point of designer clothes is to make you look good. Why tailors and designers back in the day would make sure that the clothes suited you, not you suited the clothes, not you showcasing a logo, a brand. Do not wear a brand unless you're getting paid by the brand, unless you're getting sponsored as a Formula One driver who drives a Ferrari. You don't have to have the hat, the keys, the shirt, so dress appropriately. Next is to over-introduce. Always connect people, be ready to be social. Being social is a strength. And I'm an ambivert where I get tired after a while of, I can't turn it on and automatically talk to everyone. I don't believe in shyness. You just show up and you say hi and you get to know the person. That's all it is. Being social is getting someone else to come out of their shell. You don't have to entertain them, do sing songs and do backflips. You simply ask how they are, who they are, in different ways depending on the situation, depending on the person. That's all being social is, making others feel good. Get them to talk about themselves. You don't have to do much work, and that's really easy to do, especially if you relax and make people feel welcome with your body language. Be easygoing. Don't think that you have to try, that you have to do anything. And you can be excited to make friends. That's wonderful. So many people think that being social is work. It's not. It's literally the opposite. You can make other people do all the work for you by letting them open up because other people are excited to share news all the time and talk about themselves. Over-introduce. You never know who is going to change your life or whose life you're going to change. If you introduce someone else and that becomes their new wife or their wife of 50 years that you become longtime friends with, you never know if someone you introduce knows someone else who could help your brother get a job. And I'm not saying to use people, I'm saying you never know who you can stumble across. So always be kind to everyone, never burn bridges, connect people, and over-introduce. I was at a bespoke shirt maker. I walked in and I had no idea what the guy's name was. So I simply introduced myself and I said, "Hello, I am Gia G. Dixon." And I shook his hand. Always say your first and last name. I know in today's modern day and age, it's very casual. It's perfectly fine to give your last name because you have nothing to hide. You have fantastic character, and remember, Bond, James Bond. The reason why you say your last name is to show that you have good intentions and not that you are trying to hide anything. I notice a lot of people are afraid of being Googled. If you're afraid of being Googled, you need to fix what you're putting out there on social media. People are afraid of everybody knowing everything about them, and the truth is, only put out what you want people to see. I do. It's not that hard. Next is the 3 C's. Complaining, criticism, and correction. These are things that you always avoid. Avoid complaining and essentially avoid saying anything negative. I post so much on YouTube, for example. A lot of people will agree with the point that I'm making and then put something down, or they'll put someone down. It's not that I don't think it is appropriate. It's not appropriate. Nobody needs to say anything negative. The reason being, if someone, say for example, walks into a room and is extremely obnoxious, everyone in the room can feel that that person is being obnoxious. When they leave, people clap. Literally, there are videos of people who are obnoxious. Everybody can feel it in the room. Nobody has to say anything. You don't have to say a snarky comment. You don't have to reply at all. All you do is change the subject to something more positive, and that's it. True elegance is whispered. It's not screamed. It is something that is habitual, you do every day. So never correct someone, never criticize someone, and avoid complaining. If everybody did this, the world would be a much better place, but we live in a world where people are very quick to say mean things and put someone else down, whether it's to make someone feel better or because they're criticizing because they're like, why don't people normally do this? Because I think the world should be this way. And hey, not everybody's gonna think the same, and that's a good thing. The final thing is to be patient in letting people speak and genuinely listen. Don't talk over someone. This is a sign that you do not respect what they have to say and that what you have to say is better. Let someone finish their thought because they probably let you finish their thought. Even if they did not let you and they keep making a point of it, and say, let me finish what I have to say. I've been listening to you speak and finish your sentences. Please let me finish mine. Especially if it's getting heated, so that they understand if they're doing it after so many times and you can tell that there's this vehement aggressiveness and confrontation, you don't need to do it because they're already pushing you away with forcing their thoughts on you. Tons of people will disagree with me, and I really don't mind, because to show kindness, people need to experience it first. It doesn't help anybody to speak over someone, and listen to what someone has to say, because you might actually learn something or it might validate what you already do know, that you're headed in the right direction, or that I need to reevaluate something. So give them some grace. You never know what someone is going through. It's not polite. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this, and check out all the links below. Give this a like so more people understand what it means to be elegant, that it's not looking good or being polished. It's not facade. It is a way of life, a huge package of all these little details, because elegance is in the details. Subscribe and click the bell for more high quality living, elegant style, and all things culture. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.